Hello everyone, it's Alina. Welcome to my Soap General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A voiceover of Alex's emotional tribute to Spencer played as mourners were shown arriving at the cemetery to pay their final respects. Laura and Kevin led the procession as each individual laid a single white rose on Spencer's tomb. A heartbroken Trina was overtaken with grief and began to cry as she stopped at Spencer's grave, so Portia stepped up to soothe her daughter. Moments afterward, Cameron approached Spencer's grave. Finally, Alexis entered the cemetery and laid a rose on Spencer's grave. A few minutes later, the service ended, and everyone began to socialize. Cameron moved over to Trina, and the two buddies embraced a hug. He offered Trina his condolences, but she understood that both he and Jocelyn also suffered because they had been friends with Spencer since childhood. Jocelyn greeted Cameron and asked if she could get a hug too. He didn't hesitate. After they drew apart, Cameron asked if Trina and Jocelyn planned to go to Windermere. Trina said that she didn't believe she could handle going. Cameron understood Trina's reluctance, so he advised her to take care of herself and to reach out if she needed anything. Nearby, Laura thanked Alexis for the great eulogy. Afterwards, she let Sunny know that the launch to Spoon Island was ready. Next, Laura turned to Ava and thanked her for having everyone at Windermere. Laura revealed that the castle had been meaningful to Spencer because it had been her grandson's boyhood home. As people began to depart, Ava stepped over to offer Trina a big hug and ask how Trina had been holding up. Trina acknowledged that she'd been grateful that Ava had always been supportive, even when Ava had had misgivings about Spencer. Ava recognized that Spencer had proven her wrong, and she was sorry that he was gone. Ava swore to always be there for Trina. After they exchanged another heartfelt hug, Portia walked up. Ava wondered if everyone would be heading to Windermere, but Portia answered that she planned to take Trina home. Ava looked at Trina and smiled at her reassuringly. After Ava walked away, Portia offered Trina an opportunity to change her mind, but Trina told her mother that she was weary and wanted to go home. Portia took Trina away while Marshall and Curtis followed. Meanwhile, Cameron joined his mother, Finn, and Gregory. Elizabeth imagined that it'd have been weird for Cameron to lose his oldest buddy. Oldest friend and adversary, Cameron stated in a melancholy tone. Elizabeth recounted to Finn and Gregory that the competition between Cameron and Spencer had been legendary, going back to the two lads competing over Emma Drake when they'd been children. Cameron confessed that he would miss giving Spencer a hard time. Gregory extended his condolences, and he assured Cameron that he and Finn were there for Cameron. When Cameron proposed coming to the reception at Windermere, Elizabeth warned her son to get dressed because Aiden had been baking all morning. After Cameron walked away, Finn inquired if Elizabeth was ready to depart. She reminded him that she had something to take care of first, so he assured her that he and Gregory would wait. Cameron joined his granny. Laura informed Cameron how delighted she was to see him, and that she had missed him. When she inquired if he was okay, he admitted that he would be, eventually. Laura knew the feeling. Kevin told Laura that he would meet her at Windermere, since he had something to take care. After Kevin stepped away, Laura and Cameron walked to the car together. Nearby, Sunny, Dante, and Sam left for Windermere. After everyone was gone, Finn cried out to his father, but Gregory was distracted. When Finn managed to catch his father's attention, Gregory apologized. Gregory stated that Spencer's funeral had made him doubt his decision to be cremated. Gregory realized that it could assist the family to have a place to visit him when he was gone, but Finn argued that it wasn't the time to address it. Finn quickly regretted his choice of words and added that he'd been referring to Gregory's burial arrangements. Finn stated that there was plenty of time for arranging funeral arrangements later. Gregory opted to drop it since he got a sudden chill and wanted to wait in the car. However, he suddenly began to pant for breath. Alarmed, Finn led his father to a bench and decided to phone an ambulance. Gregory disagreed, and he requested his son to assist divert him. Finn hesitated for a while, but Gregory was resolute. After Finn began to talk about having to carry brownies to Violet's class and mistakenly passing Aiden's brownies off as his, Gregory began to relax, and his breathing returned to normal. Finn questioned about the attack, which Gregory characterized as a twinge in his chest and shortness of breath. Gregory said that Tracy had inadvertently found on a strategy to manage the episodes by making him mad and distracting him from the symptoms, which had rapidly abated. Finn was concerned that Gregory hadn't reported the new symptoms sooner because Finn was a doctor and wanted to help his father. Gregory clarified that Finn wanted to save him. "God, I love you for it, but you can't save me, son." "No one can," Gregory said. Gregory recommended the best way to move ahead was to have an honest and loving relationship where they didn't walk on eggshells with each other. He asked Finn if they may offer that to each other. Yeah, we can," Finn responded. Pleased, Gregory hugged his son. Elsewhere in the cemetery, Elizabeth approached Esm's grave. A little black stand with a simple plaque displaying Esm's name marked the burial. Moments afterward, Kevin stepped up and placed a white rose on Esm's grave. Kevin was surprised to see Elizabeth, but she revealed that she had injured Esm by supporting Nicholas. Elizabeth knew that Kevin had made the arrangements for the memorial marker, so he stated that he'd never seen somebody as alone as Esm had been. Kevin recalled how worried Esm had been when she'd woken up in the hospital with amnesia, and he realized that he had felt for his niece. It showed, Elizabeth assured him. Kevin confessed that his efforts to aid Esm had fallen short, but Elizabeth claimed that Kevin had done his utmost to remind Esm that she had relatives. The topic shifted to Ryan and Heather, but it was cut short when a crying and shackled Heather was carried to the grave by a police officer. Heather poured herself on her daughter's grave and rambled about attempting to warn Esm to stay away from Spencer, since he hadn't been worthy of Esm. "They told me that Spencer threw himself into the river and took you with him," Heather stated as she wailed. Elizabeth leaned over and softly extended her condolences to Heather. Heather looked up with confusion and inquired whether she knew Elizabeth. Elizabeth agreed that Heather had good reason to feel that way, as Elizabeth had aided Nicholas. To Elizabeth's amazement, Heather admitted that she was grateful to Elizabeth for saving Nicholas from killing Esm and for stepping out with the truth. "I admire you, Elizabeth," Heather remarked. Heather noted that she understood why Franco had loved Elizabeth, and she praised Elizabeth with giving Esm a fighting chance in the world. Heather had a very different reaction when she saw Kevin because Heather believed that Esm would have been alive if Kevin hadn't interfered. Elizabeth swiftly backed Kevin, while Heather suggested that Kevin had a God complex for believing that he could cure Ryan. Heather shouted that she had done everything in her ability to keep Esm away from that maniac, but Kevin had unleashed Ryan on the world. "It's good people like you that destroy lives," Heather informed Kevin. Elizabeth informed Kevin that Heather was lashing out in sadness, but Heather claimed that people like Elizabeth, Franco, and Elizabeth's wonderful boys were always determined to see the best in everyone. "But you know better, don't you, Dr. Collins?" Heather questioned in a hostile tone. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please click like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.